Dad, you're putting that phone down. If Dolly is doing the reading to you, you are going to be polite enough to put that phone down. Contempt in the court, no.
Today on Judge Bex. Dolly is taking her dad to court for claiming he forces her to read her school-assigned reading book every day. Will this chapter be over? Or should we not judge a book by its cover? Court in session. All rise for the Honourable Judge Bex.
All right, we today are here in the court of Judge Bex. We have a defendant and we have somebody who's brought the case to me. Dolly, hello, I believe you've brought a case to Judge Bex. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right, Dolly, tell me about your problem and I will see if I can solve it.
My dad keeps making me read every night and I don't like it because he says, right, Dolly, do your reading, and then he just sits there on his phone.
Oh, I mean, damning evidence immediately. All right, so Dolly, we're going to have to talk through this. Do you like reading in general or do you not like reading at all?
I only like the reading books I like, and that one I don't like, and I already told him.
And which book is it?
I don't know.
Is it like so boring you can't even remember the name of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of those books. So you're reading it for school?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and normally what do you like reading? Would you be able to read school books? Do you like reading the school books, or are they always a bit dull?
They're not very good most of the time.
Oh man, so a bit rubbish, so a bit hard to get into.
Yeah.
There is nothing worse than a book when you've been forced to read it and it's so dull that you fall asleep on page one. So tell me, so your dad is making you do this. What does he say to you?
He says, come down, Dolly, right before I do like all my clubs. And then he goes, come on, we're going to do some reading. And then I say, can I please read a new book? And then he goes, we'll think about it. And then when I do read my book, if I get a word wrong, sometimes he makes me go back on the start of the page. And then if I look over, he's just staring at his phone like that.
Oh my, so a lot to unpick from this. First of all, even though you're finding the book really boring and you want to go through it, he makes you go back to the top of the page again if you've made a mistake.
Yeah, that happened once.
That is rubbish. And also, tell me, is he meant to be listening to you reading?
Yeah.
But he's on his phone.
Yeah.
I think he wants more time on his phone, so he's making you read it on purpose. He's making you go back to the beginning so he can have more time. Do you know what he's doing on his phone? Any idea?
I think he's texting his friends.
Oh my God, this is very... And how does that make you feel, Dolly?
Sad, because he sees them every day and on the Zoom meeting, and then he's like, do it, no! And then he just doesn't even bother.
I love this so much. Well, Dad, it's not looking good for you, is it? Eddie, tell me your side of the story here.
So, well, obviously you've had to do a lot of reading to pass the bar exam, and
correct.
Reading is the bedrock of many things. So I'm just trying to instill this in Dolly. You need to get through this book before she can get to the fun books like Roald Dahl that she needs to get to. And the quicker we do it, the quicker she'll be on the fun books.
So you're making her read these boring books with the promise that Matilda or Charlie in the Chocolate Factory is going to be on the way soon? Well,
I mean, it's not me making it, it's the school. So, Boris Johnson or someone's to blame for that. But the book has been assigned to Dolly. She needs to read it, and then when we get to the end of it, we've asked the teacher if she can pick some comedy books after.
I mean, you're the first defendant in my court to use Boris Johnson as a possible defendant or a possible person to deflect the blame onto.
He probably should be in the dock as well.
Right, wow. I mean, so you're asking me not only to decide whether you're in the wrong, but also to bring Boris Johnson into the court of Judge Bex as well. Is that what you're saying here?
Yeah, or the Minister for Education, I'm not sure.
All right, well, one thing at a time. I've only got so much time here to really to go through all of the government. Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Eddie. Now tell me, I mean, the most important thing here is, what are you doing on your phone?
Well, as Dolly said, sometimes I'm messaging my friends, and sometimes I'm just reading about, I'm reading myself because I want to get better at it.
Dolly, what do you think about your dad's defense here?
I think he's just trying to get out of trouble.
Now, do you think your dad would be able to put the phone down? People say, you know, kids are attached to their tablets and their phones, but it sounds like it's dads who are the problem here.
Yeah, and also, he's like, oh yeah, I read books that I don't like, so I just like put them away, and then there's like 400 pages in the book I'm reading, and I don't like it. And then he's like, right, well, let's just get through this book. And it took me like, and yeah, it's just silly.
All right, well, I think I am here to make a decision. I think the court of Judge Bex is going to be called to order. We have the defendant, we have the witnesses, we have a jury just to the right of me here. You can't see, but the jury are all here. They've been passing notes, telling me what they think I should be doing here. So first of all, it should be said, Dolly, I can't help you with picking a better book from school. As your dad unfortunately commented, that is Boris Johnson and the Minister for Education and the teacher. That's them. They're picking that book. But your dad, I think, could make it easier for you to read. Do you agree with me on that?
Yeah.
All right. Well, first of all, it's a given. Dad, you're putting that phone down. If Dolly is doing the reading to you, you are going to be polite enough to put that phone down. Contempt in the court. No. You're on thin ice here, Mr. Eddie. I can tell, but that doesn't help when you get your phone out and pretend to read your phone. If you're playing Candy Crush while Judge Bex is doing her work here,
apologies,
if anything, you've angered Judge Bex. I might make this even harder for you, Eddie. That's the problem. That's what you've done now. Okay. So first of all, obviously, Dolly, I'm so sorry about the book being rubbish. Secondly, Dad, you're going to have to put that phone away no matter what. I don't care if your friends are ringing you saying, we found some free chocolate, or like, come meet us now. You're not answering. You're not putting that phone. I think I'm going to put it out there for the rest of this book, because it's so boring. If Dolly gets a word wrong, we're not going back to the top of the page. We're just going to redo that word. That's what I'm saying.
That's fine.
Yeah, is that all right?
Yeah.
And finally, the next book that you read together has to be of Dolly's choice. It has to be a fun book, preferably a Roald Dahl spectacular. I'm thinking Charlie, Matilda, the Twits, or maybe a little bit of SEO Trot, something along those lines. Dolly, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I like that.